welcome to Push Your Luck video. My name is Eric. Today we'll be looking at a 2015 release called Parfum or Perfume. Alright, it is by Queen Games, but it's distributed by Asmodee. So this is a game designed by Marco Raskowski and Marcel Soselbeck, who also brought you Fresco and all its various expansions. Now, if you know Fresco, Fresco is I would say it's like a light to medium weight game. Parfum is a much lighter game than Fresco. It plays 2 to 4. It plays about 16 minutes or so. Alright, it's because depending on the end game condition, and it is a light game where players are perfume makers. They're trying to make the different types of perfume and sell to different customers and earn the most money. So whoever has the most money at the end of the game will win the game. So let's take a look at the various components of the game as well as how it plays and then my final thoughts. So these are the components in Parfum. The art is pretty nice to look at. It shows you a scene like in a French town or in a French town in the Renaissance era, where you have this area where there are scents that you can buy. There's like the various notes, they call it notes, which means that like the head note, the heart note, or the body note, which tells you the different parts of a perfume that you're making. Alright, so these are where you can distill the scents, and these are the customers that will be coming to buy your perfume. Each of the customers will have a certain price they're willing to pay, alright, for the perfume, as well as the minimum requirements of the perfume they're looking at. And so for example, this customer wants a perfume with a lavender scent. Each player will also have a player board like this, alright, which will allow them to put perfumes that they have completed or in progress of completing to the left or the right. So if perfumes put on the left will be smaller, they're like minor perfumes, there's only 2 components to it. Perfumes that you put on the right will be major, they have 3 components to it. Takes a longer time to complete. Okay. So what else is there on the board? There's also a score track. You can see around the board, which is the money score track. All players will start with 0, and there's also this time selection thing, which is very similar to what you can see in Fresco, one of the other games that I designed previously. So how do you play the game of Parfum? Now there are 4 phases for each round, and the first phase of each round is the action selection. Well, not action selection, the time selection. You decide what time you wake up. So in player order, starting whoever has the least amount of money will choose first. They will choose which of these 4 they want to select. Now for a 2 or 4 player game, there's 4 to select. For a 3 player game, there's only 3 to select. So what you're selecting is, you're selecting the player order, who goes first, as well as the number of actions that you have. So this means that if I select the player order number 1, I'll get to go first in this round, but I only have 3 actions to do. If you select the second one is 2 and 4, and so on and so forth. So after all players have selected, they go into the phase 2, which is the action performing part of the game. Now there are a few actions that they can do. One action is to randomly draw one of these water droplets from the back. Now these water droplets, some of them are blank, some of them have money, and if you keep them all the way to the end of the game, they'll add money to your points, overall points. Take note that you can only keep 4 for each round. That means if you have more than 4 at the end of the round, you must discard until you only have 4. These are also very important. I'll explain how they can be used again later. So this is one of the actions you can do. Next action you can do is also to fill one of these slots. So for example, let's say if you are the 2nd or 3rd or 4th player, maybe some of these have already been taken. So what you can do, you can draw one from the bag and put them out here. So you can draw on these notes and put them out here in this format. The last thing you can do is to take one of these scent dice and put it in front of you. So taking these dice will be crucial for you to be able to distill and create these notes for a round. So these are the things that you can do. Now after you're done phase 2, you go to phase 3. So the active player will do phase 2 and go phase 3, and then the next player will do phase 2 and then phase 3. All right. So for the phase, after you have done all this, all right, now the active player will roll all the dice that have taken in front of them. So these dice will have either the flask phase or the fly phase. For the scents, vanilla and lavender, they're 50-50. So there's 3 flies and 3 flasks. But for the other ones, like the rose and the citrus and this one, you can see the blue one, right? They will have like 4 flasks and 2 flies. So is better odds of getting scents from here. So what you do, you take the dice that you previously have taken in front of you, you roll them. Now if you manage to roll like this, which is successful, you can now take one of these notes that you can distill. So for example, if I want to take this, I have 2 flasks, I can take this, I can distill this. So what happens when I do this is I'll get 2 points immediately, I'll flip it over, I can now place it either to the minor perfume side or the major perfume side. Now I can create as many as I want, or I can add to an existing one to form a perfume. So for example, if I taken this and the next one I could have taken this, for example. If I had a red dice and rolled successfully, I could have taken this, I could put it here. It means I form a minor perfume. I mainly get 2 of these flacons or flacons, or flasks. You put it here. That means you have successfully created a perfume that you can now sell. Okay. You could also just create a new one like this. All right. You can create as many new ones as you want, but you can do it for future investments in case you get better tiles in future. But if you do this right now, you can have 2 of these perfumes. You can now start selling to customers and earn money as well. Now, if you have flies that you rolled, all right, this is where these water droplets come in. You can trade in one of these water droplets to reroll all flies of one color, or you can reroll all the dice, including any dice that has flasks. So these are what these water droplets are used for. So for example, for this case, I could trade in 1 water droplet and just reroll my 3 dice to see whether I get better luck. So after you have done all this, all right, then the next player will take his, and then you return back all the dice. Okay, and then the next player will take his turn. So in this case, for example, if the next player, he doesn't like the odds, he wants more of these notes that he can distill. So he can use one action to draw 1 from the back and put it here. Then you can take subsequent dice, and then he'll roll all of them, see whether he meets any of these notes, and then his turn is done. So that is the second phase and third phase of this game. So after all players have done all these notes, in turn order, they'll now sell the perfume to the customers. So in turn order, if they can sell, they will sell. So what happens if they'll return back one of these flasks from the corresponding perfume. All right, and they'll take the customer. For example, I'll take this customer. No, I can only take this customer. In my case, I put in front of me to show that I have served this customer, and I'll immediately score the 6 points. If you cannot, you just pass. There's 2 sells that you can do. That means you can actually, at most per round, you can only sell 2 perfumes. All right, and if you're done, you just pass. After everybody has done the 2 sells, all right, then the round is over. They will replenish. That means anything that is missing from here, they replenish. They replenish the customers as well, and then a new round will begin, starting with the wake up time selection again. Now, if you manage to sell your 2, it means you sell all the flasks from one particular perfume, you can merely reach into the bag and draw 2 water droplets as a reward. Now take note, you can only keep at most 4 in between rounds. So if you have more than 4, you need to return them. Now how does the game end? If you can no longer put up any more new notes into this distillery section, or if there's a last round marker that will be drawn from the customer tile. And if you draw that, then that will be the final round. And then players will count their points. Whoever has the most points will win the game. So that's how you play Parfum. Now let's go to my one thing to note. Sorry, if you cannot sell to any of them, you could sell your perfume for $2 or $3. So if you cannot sell to any of them, you can sell the perfume, the small perfume, minor perfume for $2, major perfume for $3. This will be very good near the end of the game when you cannot sell to anybody, but you still want to make money, because money is the way you win the game, and that's how you can do it as well. So yeah, that's how you play the game, Parfum. Let's go to my final thoughts. So that's how you play Parfum. As I mentioned at the start of the game, it is a pretty light game, but it hints a lot about it's like a lighter version of Fresco. There are interesting parts, like for example, you're trying to push your luck by rolling the dice and hope that you can get several notes. You could also sometimes plan such that if I manage to get all these notes at one time, I could immediately make a perfume and sell. So turn order is very important, because sometimes if you are ahead, you definitely can screw your opponents if you manage to sell the perfume that they wanted to sell and earn money. Having the water droplets is very important because it helps you to mitigate the luck of the dice roll. But I feel that the mitigating is just one tone. There's only one way of mitigating. There's no other additional ways to mitigate it. So it is still very luck based. The luck of the rolling is more pronounced in this way. There's also another element of luck in the game which is very weird, which is the pulling out of the different notes from the back. I suspect that there are equal numbers of the head, the heart, and the bottom. But if you happen to pull out the notes that are like mostly bottoms or mostly the body, but not any of the tops, then the tops become heavily contested, and that is something that you already have the luck of the dice roll, and you now have the luck of the different notes appearing on the board. That makes it feels like a very random game. The customers are not so much, because you could plan ahead for, like, if you cannot sell now, you probably can sell later on, and sometimes you can create crazy concoctions or crazy perfumes. Like in a previous game you played, a player had a perfume that has 4 citrus, for example, and a few other different stuff added to it. I don't know how it will actually smell in real life, but in this game, that you probably will be able to hold on to it, and nearer to the end, when the customers come out, you can sell it. But that doesn't mean that you can confirm will sell it, because it depends on the player order and whether you can whether the customer is still available for you to sell when the time comes to your turn. So all in all, I will say that this is a try before you buy. I did not like having these two luck elements combined together in the game, because it makes the game feel very luck based depending on what you do. I wish that there was kind of a build up to it, but most of the time every round will always feel the same, because you're just getting the notes, rolling dice, see whether you create a perfume, and see whether you can sell. So every round will feel the same. There's no like if there was a tag tree, for example, if I created enough tag in my perfume, I can sell. Or if I have enough tag that now citrus is generic as a wild card, I can sell to any other customers. Or if when I sell to a customer, I get extra money, that kind of thing. Then I think that will make the game more interesting. You could probably come up with a strategy where you build up a lot of perfumes and hope to sell a lot at the end. But because of the limit of number of sales you can have, 2 per round, so that kind of limits. You cannot do like a mass wholesale near the later rounds. So yeah, so there's a few quirks of the game. That's why I can only say that this is a try before you buy. So that's my review of Parfum. Thanks to Asmodee for this review copy, and thank you for watching.